It's just a tiny little itsy-bitsy piece. It's also a play on words. You can say the law of attraction all day long, but if you don't know the dynamics of what that is, then you're going to get very little result. Because the law of attraction works both ways. It works in this descension mode and it works in this ascension mode. So if the mechanics that you're working with to start off is finite, of course, we're in a finite galaxy. This whole system is basically gone through a black hole, and it created the polar opposite and created this wobble of this finite system. That's why it's been so hard from day one. When we get here as a baby, we automatically get hit with all this stuff, with this finite consciousness. It starts programming our DNA. It starts going and it starts changing things. Well, now we're at a time in this moment, and because all timelines are just moments. If you can enter into a moment and perceive that moment as being the infinite moment where all things take place, literally, that moment is where all the Big Bang, the energy of the Big Bang exists in. That one moment. Then each moment becomes this generation of energy, this generator of energy. Now you start to see the mechanics on how a star system, how a nebula, how it all works. Because if you look at a star in the sky, it twinkles. How does it do that, and why does it do that? It twinkles because it's consciously aware that it's reflecting itself through multidimensional experiences. So it becomes brighter. It has a lot of energy to express and to expand its singularity point, its biosignature of existing. So you can connect to a star, and you can perceive yourself as that star. But you still allow that star to have its own unique expression. But yet, because everything is so interlinked together, and there is no separation, you can see what it is to be like a star, grounded here in third density. Same thing with the tree, same thing with the flower, same thing with other people. Going beyond this fragmentation stage. Fragmentation also equals psychic attack. Fragmentation also equals psychic channeling. When you're bringing other beings into your body, and you see that being separated from you, and you have to go in and you have to call upon these beings, or you have to use sigils, and you have to do all these interesting things, you're basically letting go of your power. You're giving it away. You're giving it away to these beings that you actually have created through your own unconscious process. It's interesting because you start going deeper, the more awareness you have, the more it's revealed. So the more infinite you have, the more infinite is revealed. The more finite you have, the more finite is revealed. They both have a layering system. It's very similar. The chakras, the way the body activates, the way the DNA activates, it's very similar. But there is a difference and a shift in the actual energy itself. You can feel it. That's why when you can start to recognize and you can start decoding a reality, we look at the NWO and we see, what is that? It's a play on letters. It's a play on frequency. It's the reverse of now. By shifting just a couple letters, you get the NWO. The NWO stands for now, but because they changed it, they're grasping all moments, they're grasping all energy, and then what they do through that process, the NWO is also attached to other sigils. The NWO is the main one. It ties to Fox, it ties to NBC, it ties to all these different agencies and all these different things, because what that does is that's all frequency. It amplifies it. It charges it. It increases the actual hold of it together of its positive and negative, of this dark and light, always being dark and light, always being dark and light. So this construct has been built over the time of Earth time, and it's gained its own momentum and it's gained its own frequency through our own unconscious awareness. It's our energy. If we no longer give our energy to this, and we start focusing more in this moment, but going beyond just the the now consciousness. That's the first layer of it. There are so many layers to that. What does that really mean? What does the word now really mean? It's the beginning point of connecting all moments into one singularity point of consciousness, into one timeline. What's the past? What's a past life? When someone does past recall, they go into the recall and they start going through, basically they're tapping into the memory system of a past life. What is that? That's a memory system. The reason why we call it a past life is because we operate in linear time. So we see that as the past. But if you step out of linear time and you tie all of it together, then you see it as a memory system. That memory system exists in the infinite library of information. It's always available. It's just opening up and remembering this. It has nothing to do with the past. It has nothing to do with the future. 2012 is happening simultaneously right now on many, many, many different potentialities. It's happening right now. The concept of having to wait to 2012 is a way for you to pull your energy into the future and also pull the energy, because what is the future? The future is really just another pattern of the past, but it's just something that's gained more momentum. So since it's gained more momentum, there's more energy to create more separation, because it's taking all that energy and it's dividing the positive and the negative. It's creating that duality. It's creating that chaos. Anytime there's a positive and negative happening, what's occurring is deharmonization. It's not harmonized. When you start to realize energy is energy and it's just energy, and it can work with itself, it's intelligence working with intelligence, because that's what you are. You are that intelligence. You're that omnipresence. What you begin to realize is you are a conduit to create the agreement, to create the harmonization between energy itself, where dark and light mend together as one. So if that's the case, then you can go throughout the cosmos and you can see a black hole and you can connect to the black hole, and then instantaneously the black hole goes gamma because they're both hitting an agreement. When they hit an agreement, a new creation is created. When a new creation is created, the infinite feels every aspect of it. It goes into this infinite creation, so it touches every aspect of the universe experience in that one singularity point of consciousness. It literally happens and it touches everything right there in that moment because it's infinite. When you break the word infinite and you go into it, it is everything. It means everything. What is it? It's just a word? It's a word in the process of communicating in third density. Anything we say here through our voice is very, very important. It's the missing key. A lot of it's taken for granted. You think if you control your emotional body and you control your thoughts, but yet you don't control the action of your words coming out, what's happening is you're grounding your energy into a finite construct. When you say, I want, you're basically playing a past pattern into the future. When you say, I wish, you're doing the same thing. I wish, you're projecting yourself into the future, and you're saying, I wish, because you're used to not having what you want, right? So you go into the I wish mode, and the I wish is another way to say, I want. There's all these limited words. When you start raising your frequency, your words change, they shift. They come into alignment with this infinite, this ascension of vocabulary enters into you. You express as the expressionist. If you're separating your energy all the time, and you're constantly getting into conversations that separate your energy, what are you doing? As I mentioned in yesterday's moment of Omnipresent Source Core Realizations, in talking about how source energy is in this beginning point, this singularity point of consciousness, and then it enters into the sleep state because it splits itself and it goes into the fall state.